What's up YouTube? Today I will share with you my 4 wishes to the soccer market. This will be more a fun video, but in the end I will try to give you some type of value because I strongly believe those 4 wishes can be very relevant for the hobby. Well, before I start the video, please give it a like. I would appreciate that quite a lot. I put a lot of effort doing videos like this, so if you can give it a like, I think is more than fair. If you can subscribe, it will be very good too. So before I go into the video, let me do a disclaimer. No financial advice, my opinions are just that, opinions. This channel is about soccer cards, but a lot of my views can be applied to other markets. Prices or pop can eventually be wrong at the time you see this video. Don't feel proud if you made money in this market. Everyone made. We had a super bullish market in the last year, but things changed and they changed quite fast. No one can predict the market, especially short term. Fundamentals are your best friend in the long run. I don't believe timing the market, I believe time in the market. Keep in mind that I'm a collector first and an investor second. I look first at value instead of price. I share on the description 2 links, my Patreon and the eBay affiliated link. Any of those help the channel. You don't need to support, but if you do, thank you a lot. English is not my main language. Any types or mispronunciations, I'm sorry. So, before I go into the video, let me share with you the deal of the day. So, today I'm going to talk about a very underrated player in my opinion. This man just won not World Cup, Euro Cup. Is one of the best Italian defenders of his generation. Most of you guys at this point may know the person I'm talking about. Won Euro Cup 9 times, guys. 9 times Serie A, 4 Italian Cups, 1 time Italian Player of the Year and 1 time Team of the Year. And keep in mind this man is still playing and there is a good chance he still wins more relevant things. So again, a very underrated player. Hulk is from 2007 and you can still buy it under $20. In the end, you make your assumption if it's a good deal or not, but check the link on the description to see if you at least know the player I'm talking about. So, moving on into the video. So, my first wish, mainstream awareness for the soccer card market. I made a video about this not that long time ago, where on that video I talk about the Golden TV show, and I strongly believe that could be an insane big thing for the soccer market. The reason, I mean, is quite obvious. If that show ends up becoming successful, and if, for example, starts airing in Spain, in Portugal, in Sweden, in France, especially in Europe, countries that soccer are very relevant, I think this will be, of course, huge because, look, a lot of big sales that come from Goldin are actually from soccer cards. So imagine a person in Spain seeing a Messi 7-on-B selling for 200k or something like that. Look, that person automatically will share that sale with friends, and those friends will recognize the Mega Crack set, and one thing goes to another. There is a likely scenario you can have a crazy influx of new people. And another thing that I think will be quite amazing will be a Netflix documentary like, you guys always remember the Michael Jordan one, but I think even a TV show, and the Golden can be a TV show on Netflix, by the way, we don't know at this point, but even a documentary about soccer cards or even sports cards that gets a lot of attention in Europe, as long there is soccer card examples, and I believe at this point the soccer card market is so well known even in America that I believe there is a strong possibility, even if they make a documentary about sports cards, soccer will be part of that, okay? And this will be, of course, huge because, look, I always keep saying this. I collect soccer cards and a lot of my friends don't. And look, they know what I'm collecting, but sometimes when I try to explain, it's not even that easy, to be fair, okay? I explain there is different grading companies, cards get value because of scarcity, blah blah. But again, imagine if I had, for example, just look the documentary that is on Netflix. You will understand why I'm investing on those. So those type of things can be actually very huge, can put mainstream awareness. When I say mainstream awareness, look, I know in United States most of the people are aware of cards, or at least even if they don't invest, they already understand there is, for example, baseball cards that are very expensive, but in Europe this is not the case, guys. Okay, in Europe a lot of people still don't understand cards, don't understand. Look, if you ask in a street what's a PSA card, I would say 0.1% will know. You know what I mean? So, and in America, I think it's a little bit different. Well, and I'm not talking about asking this to random person. Okay, I'm not talking to asking this to a grandpa. I'm talking asking this, for example, to a man between 20 and 30 years old. You know, which should be, or at least it seems like a super strong demographic in the sports card world. And if you ask this in Portugal, in Spain I'm not totally sure, but in Portugal I am. Most people have no idea what's a PSA graded card or a BGS graded card. And again, mainstream awareness will be huge for Europe, and you guys know I strongly believe Europe needs to be the biggest part of the market, or at least equal to, for example, to the United States, but I strongly believe will be the biggest part going forward, and this will be giant. So this is my first wish, and one of the most important, I would say. So the second is actually quite crucial. A big grading company coming to Europe, could be PSA, could be BGS, or even SGC. Look, as long the company is respectable and is not a random company, because that we already have in Europe, but we need a strong brand like PSA or BGS, to be fair with you. Well, and this is quite obvious. Look, for example, I'm a collector, I'm an investor, and I struggle a lot with grading. And look, I have experience in the market, so imagine a person without experience. And you can ask me, why is that so difficult? Look, for example, in Portugal, paying customs, I mean, I'm not saying should not be a thing. I understand the idea of customs. But for example, if I grade, let's say, a Lionel Messi rookie, and when Beckett send that card to me, or PSA send that card to me again, what I will have to pay is not the grading fee, is the value of the card, and this can get very tricky. So imagine if I'm very lucky to find a Messi 7-1Bs that grade a 10. Look, customs in Portugal will try to charge me the value of a PSA 10, but you can say, oh, but you made no profit with that, so I need to pay 20% pure plus some taxes on their service that grow up with the price I'm paying on VAT. And you guys understand why can this get very tricky and super expensive. And for you guys in America, this is not even a problem. But for us, it's a giant problem. Look, I actually have, not a lot, because as I was saying, most of my friends don't collect, but I have, I would say, 2-3 friends that are interested in collecting, and a couple of them are already collecting. And look, they are not grading at this point. I'm one of the few that are grading. They have actually very decent cards, but they are not grading because they don't want to go into this process, and this is very stressful. Okay, because you know a card stays in customs for 30 days a lot of times. Look, I had cards in customs for 2 months or even more, to be fair with you. And look, is a pain in the ass. Okay, it's something that is super strong and is very bad, and puts you a bad taste in your mouth when you start dealing with grading companies and fees in Europe and custom taxes. Is just bad. Okay, so and this will be huge, of course. Look, if we had just one grading company like BGS or PSA, and by the way, I strongly believe that those companies are missing such a big opportunity right now, because if a grading company like BGS or PSA or even SGC, because SGC can be actually an insane big player on Europe, opens an office right now, let's say in Germany, in Portugal, in Spain, whatever, not in UK, because that will be again another problem with custom fees. I'm sorry, UK people, this is the reality. You guys end up leaving Europe in that sense. So okay, not trying to get political, but makes a lot of sense to open in France, Europe, France, Germany, Portugal, or a country that will be more available for the other countries in Europe in terms of grading, okay? So, but I strongly believe there is a very, very good opportunity right now in the market because, look, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I have insane good cards to grade right now that I'm not grading. Or at least I'm not even sure if I would grade at this point. And let's say BGS puts an announcement that, look, we are grading in Europe. Look, I'm not grading with any other company. Guys, this is my honestly true. If there is a Beckett in Europe, for me PSA is dead. For me SGC is dead. Not because I don't love those companies. Because I would say the same if there is a SGC in Europe, okay? I would, because that will be much, much, much easier for me. You can say, oh, but even if the SGC market resale value is low, I don't care. Because the reason is, if that happens, I believe the resale value will be insane for SGC slabs going forward. Because in soccer, of course, okay, this you need to understand. I'm talking about a specific market. But look, imagine all the European collectors, and there is a lot of them, by the way. And I know a lot of them are not grading. I even have friends that I'm giving an example that I know they are not grading. Look, in the crazy influx of SGC slabs or Beckett slabs in the market with soccer cards will be giant. And this is what makes a market. Look, even in America, you can say, oh, people in America are still grading with PSA, and that will be totally fine. But I can guarantee you, if a BGS opens, if Beckett opens in Europe, look, most of the slabs that will be collected in Europe will be from BGS, and this is how you make a market. And this is how, of course, you need to already have a strong brand like Beckett, PSA, SGC. Okay, I'm not talking about the random companies, but this is how you make a market, and this is how can you actually impact in a very strong way a region. Okay, and look, I'm saying this is this is the second wish, but one thing you need to understand is I'm saying Europe, but after Europe, because I believe in terms of soccer, Europe is the most relevant country. But after Europe, I believe not country. Continent, I'm sorry. But after Europe, I believe we should look at Asia, maybe Africa, or even more important than Africa, of course, South America. You know what I mean? So we need expansion in terms of grading to continents that actually collect soccer, okay? Because this at this point is quite ironic. There is a lot of irony on this, okay? Imagine the grading companies are in the continent that don't collect soccer that much, or at least don't have a big culture. I know is growing, and I will talk about that later in the video. But you can understand how this makes not a lot of sense when you put in perspective that most of collectors for soccer most likely are on Asia and Europe, okay, and even South America. And Africa, of course, is a different type of continent. But in the United States, I understand the market is run by American people, but this can change quite easily if grading becomes more accessible, okay? So, moving on. I put 4 for some reason, but it's the first. So, soccer keep growing in United States. Well, I think this is understandable. Look, I keep saying that Europe will be the biggest part of the market, but the United States is a very solid base at this point. So when you look at a lot of graphs, and you can find this, a lot of stats, I would say, you can find this very easily on Google and very famous sites like ESPN, etc. You can see that soccer is actually growing very, very a lot, to be fair, in United States of America. And this is, of course, a good thing because it puts a lot of more awareness in soccer cards for that region. And again, as I was saying, that's already at this point the biggest part of the market. And I think this is, of course, good news, even if I believe I could be wrong about this, even if that side will be more focused on pre-modern, because it makes a lot of sense. Those will be the players that they will start watching, or they will gain more attraction. Because look, if you talk about, I would say always an example like this, a Luis Figo for United States fans, that probably is not even a name, okay? But if you talk about Mbappe, and you guys understand the reason, that will be, of course, already very famous in the United States. In the United States of America, okay? So this is an important factor, and I hope it keeps growing in America, because that will be very, very important for us. I'm not saying it's crucial, but it's very important. So, and the last one, more collectors and more value investors, okay? Look, one of the biggest opportunities right now in the market, in my opinion, of course, is, for example, collecting sets, iconic sets like Mega Cracks 2004, Panini World Cups 2006, and many, many more, okay? Those are just two examples. And I believe, for example, when you look because I strongly believe this is the best set ever. The Mega Cracks 2004. Look, the Messi cards, the 71Bs, is super expensive, but the other legends are still insanely cheap, and people are not even grading them, which is more crazy when you put in perspective that people are grading Prism random stuff, okay? Look, on the Mega Cracks, you guys know, you have Zinedine Zidane, Ronaldinho, Luis Figo, Raul, Deco, so many legends that is insane. Those markets are not more explored, I would say, okay? And in terms of value investors, the reason is quite logic. Look, I don't like the expression diamond hands, or some, you guys know this is a very common expression in crypto, and I don't like that expression, but in a lot of ways this could be a good thing for soccer, in the sense that, look, it will be very crucial, for example, if we, let's say Cristiano Ronaldo Mega Cracks 2002, if a PSA 10 will stop coming into the market for 1, 2, 3 years, and this could be a possibility when you put in perspective the crazy demand soccer can have and the low pops that we have, for example, for a PSA 10 of that super iconic card for Cristiano Ronaldo. So you can imagine how, and again, if you are a value investor, holding that is a good thing, of course. But again, if this put in perspective, how if that happens, imagine the prices for the PSA 9, the PSA 8, and you guys understand the concept, okay? That will make the market much stronger, and when the PSA 10 comes into the market, investors, collectors will go crazy for that card, because look, maybe or you buy it now, or 2-3 years from now there will be your second chance, and you don't even know if that will be the case, okay? So value investors, more collectors, and in a lot of ways this is not exactly the same thing, but there is a very strong relation between collectors and value investors, in my opinion, because a lot of times a collector is actually a value investor. And again, I know there is exceptions, but I strongly believe we need more collectors and more value investors. But again, if Europe comes into the market, I know for sure that more collectors will automatically come instead of new flippers, okay? Which is very, very relevant. So guys, just to finish, collect things you love, of course. Price is what you pay and value is what you get. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a very short video, especially when you put in comparison the other videos I do on my channel. And again, it was more a fun video, things that I really wish become true. Let me do a quick recap of all of them. So, mainstream awareness, this makes a lot of sense. We need soccer to go a little bit more mainstream, because when you put in comparisons with other markets, even for example Pokemon, baseball, we don't still have that type of awareness, but I believe we have a crazy big potential on that side. And the second one, this is one of the most crucial ones, I would say, a big grading company coming into Europe, and I strongly believe this is actually a great financial opportunity for the company that end up deciding be the first. Soccer market keep growing in the USA. I put 4, but this is the 3. I think is very important, of course, because they are the base of the market. And we don't look. I want Europe to be part of the market, but I still want American people to stay in the market. Okay. And the last one, more collectors, more value investors. And this I already explained why I believe when you have more value investors, the market in general becomes healthy and prices will tend to go up in certain items, okay? So, conclusion, guys, again, price is what you pay, value is what you get. Always remember that. Give a like to this video. Hope you guys enjoy it, and see you guys next time. Bye.